Alright, I'm here to talk about a new movie called Wolves. So Wolves is a new crime thriller comedy film starring Brad Pitt and George Clooney as the Fixers. Now, in this film, they are both called on in a specific task to clear out this person's body. Now, what seems to be a simple job soon later becomes a really long night. You know why? Because suddenly, the body that was presumed dead gets up from the dead. And now, we have a bigger problem. Because this boy is involved in a drug business with the Albanian gangs and mobsters. Now, first of all, let's start with the positives of this film. The real reason of why I think you should check out this film at least once. The first reason is, of course, Brad Pitt and George Clooney is in this, and their chemistry on screen are just top notch. They are awesome to watch, they are funny to watch, and also their comedic timing here is perfect. You know, because this is the first reunion of them both in a movie together since the Ocean movies concluded. And yeah, you may think this is a really simple film. Yes, plot-wise, it is simple. The second thing is this film is directed by Jon Watts. And if you don't know who is Jon Watts, then he is the director of the MCU Spiderman film starring Tom Holland. In those movies, the MCU movies that he has directed, I didn't see as much style of his directing, you know. The cinematography in those movies were kind of okay, but there's nothing mind-blowing in them. Well, this is a different case with the Wolves, because in this film, he really tries to create this directing style, you know. From the cinematography point of view, you can see that he is trying to show his capabilities to the maximum here, and that shows because this film, cinematography wise, this film looks amazing. This film looks gorgeous. There's no shaky cam in him, and as I mentioned before, this is a simple film, but in that simplicity, Jon Watts really proves that he can direct a really good looking film with such style. Now, the third point here that I love about Wolves is the simplicity. The plot, when you see the plot here, yes, you know it is simple, but I do think the simplicity of the plot really works for this kind of film, because you have to get into this film with the right mindset. You are not here to see this mind-blowing action set pieces, but I think the performance here are solid. So maintain your expectation. If you just expected George Clooney and Brad Pitt to have a great chemistry, you will get it. The comedic timing here are super perfect, because these two actors, if you replace these two actors with some random actor, I wouldn't think the movie would be the same. When talking about the negative points, I would say the plot is a little bit too simple on this. I really expected a little bit more intrigue, but at the same time, the movie is also developing a relationship between Brad Pitt's character, George Clooney's character, and also this kid. When they met this kid for the first time, they saw him as a liability. But as the film progresses, this relationship kind of changed. It kind of shifted. They are sort of being empathetic towards him because he has a lot in his belly. And in the conclusion of this film, they both have to either kill the kid and complete the mission, or save the kid from the Albanian gang. So in the end, overall guys, this is a very simple film, but then again, in that simplicity, does this movie thrive? It does, because during this simple plot, you can really see these two characters bonding and joking, and the comedy here also doesn't feel forced at all. They come across as a natural comedic moments. So this is overall, this is a blast. Whether you like George Clooney and Brad Pitt, or you really just want to spend 2 hours watching this film, I think you would be entertained. So overall, I will give this film a solid 8 out of 10. Because if you go into this movie with the right mindset, okay, I'm going to see the simple film, let's see if I'm entertained or not, I would guarantee you're still here to be entertained. Even though it is a simple film, a simple narrative, but sometimes we really do need some simple movies like this with a bit of action in it, with great performances, with great director. So 8 out of 10. If you have seen Wolves, tell me what you like, what you do not like about this film. Tell me everything, drop it all in the comment section. And are you excited for the Wolves sequel that they are already developing? And also, the final positive point that I want to appreciate here is the originality. If you see a lot of movies, right? And lately, movies are dominated with comic book movies, superhero movies, and movies that are very, very complex to watch. You know, sometimes you have to let loose as an audience. And when you see this film, you would realize, okay, there is not a movie like this in a very long time. And I appreciate that. This film has some originality, some original idea that hasn't been done before. So, 8 out of 10. Tell me everything you like, everything you do not like, and see you on the next video, guys.